Hey guys, welcome to our channel. Today we're going to talk about a big question that's in the air. Who will be the starting quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders this season? In mandatory minicamp, the battle between Aidan O'Connell and Gardner Minshew was not decisive. So, what does this mean for the team? Will either of them stand out in training camp? The Raiders don't have many other options, as the other quarterbacks on the roster have little experience. So the competition is basically between O'Connell and Minshew. But will they be able to show service in time? And if neither convinces, will the Raiders look for a new hire? Ryan Tannehill, maybe? Stay tuned to the video to discover all this and much more. Let's go. The selection of the Las Vegas Raiders starting quarterback for this season has not yet been decided after the mandatory minicamp. Neither Aidan O'Connell nor Gardner Minshew managed to stand out. The Raiders didn't bring much competition to the two. Carter Bradley, an undrafted free agent, and Anthony Brown, a former Baltimore Raven, have little experience. Vincent Bonsignori of the Las Vegas Review-Journal predicted that Bradley and Brown will be cut. The Raiders will choose between O'Connell and Minshew, but the decision isn't expected until the end of training camp, Bonsignori wrote on June 16th. They could keep 3 quarterbacks or put their third option on the practice squad. It's possible the Raiders could start the season with just 2 quarterbacks on the main roster. Bradley is the son of former Raiders and current Indianapolis Colts defensive coordinator Gus Bradley and could be a good practice squad pick if he is cut. In training, both O'Connell and Minshew have struggled. The Athletic's Tashan Reed commented that neither showed much progress until the end of OTAs, organized team activities. Both have difficulty throwing the ball far, make a lot of bad passes, and often risk possession. The Raiders need more so the offense isn't a problem again, Reed wrote on June 14th. The good news is there's still time for them to improve before the season. It's still early days, and both are learning a new system. However, neither is considered a great quarterback, which could indicate a bigger problem. The Raiders were interested in quarterbacks in this year's draft, but were unable to sign any. If Minshew and O'Connell continue to struggle, the team's options will be limited. The Raiders have some time before training camp. If they are not satisfied with their quarterbacks, they can consider free agency. Ryan Tannehill is one of the few options with a lot of experience available. Joe Philbin, a senior offensive assistant for the Raiders, was the head coach of the Miami Dolphins when Tannehill was hired in 2012. While they didn't have a good relationship at the time, that was nearly a decade ago, and maybe it won't be an issue now. Other than Tannehill, the options in free agency are few. The Raiders are basically banking on Minshew and O'Connell. Both played well last season, so they could improve during training camp. Hey guys, we've reached the end of the video and, as you've seen, the Las Vegas Raiders quarterback situation is far from resolved. With Aidan O'Connell and Gardner Minshew still struggling to show service, the decision on who will be the starter appears likely to take until the end of training camp. The other contestants, Carter Bradley and Anthony Brown, will likely be cut, leaving the race really between O'Connell and Minshew. And look, they both have a lot to improve if they want to secure their place. Will the Raiders end up having to pursue someone in free agency like Ryan Tannehill? We have a lot to follow until the start of the season, and I'm super curious to see how this story will unfold. Stay tuned to the channel for more updates and analysis on the Raiders and other NFL teams. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on what you think will happen. To the next.